인스펙터 하우스
Okay, so I
비슷해요.
just wanted to talk for a second about why I've not been posting on here as much and kind of just update on some stuff. So pretty much they did the house visit and the house visit went okay. There was an issue where my windows got a little bit flooded with water because the outsides weren't shutting how they were supposed to, and where the girls were visiting their grandparents for the holiday, and I had been out of the house for a little bit. I went to check it because while they were gone I just kind of really had the blinds down a lot. Well, I had the blinds down so I didn't notice it, and water apparently was in the windowsill, and it kind of got a little bit of an issue there. So I did have a blanket covering near the window to kind of get that water problem fixed when she came in. But other than that, there was some laundry hanging out to dry. The kids' room wasn't as organized as it could have been. It had the toys were on the shelves, but they weren't all put pretty how I usually make it. I had washed the bed linens, but I hadn't laid them out on the beds yet. But you could tell that I had washed them because I had the laundry bags and all of that done. So it wasn't as beautiful and organized as it could have been, but I felt it wasn't dirty or anything. And I did explain the reason being is because I have the kids' playroom in the biggest room where there's a window and air can ventilate and they can have sunlight. And I told her I chose that room for them because it's the biggest one, but I'm thinking about moving my room in there where the baby would also sleep because we need more room for both our beds, and moving their room into the middle room where my room is currently because all my stuff's kind of crammed in there because it would be big enough for a playroom. On top of that, having their room for playing next to the window during the winter when the humidity level is really high, or the summer too, with it raining and snowing and such, their books get very easily damp and bendable, so I would rather have their books and all their toys and stuff in one of the warmer rooms in the house. So I basically just explained that's why I hadn't, I had my stuff moved around in my room, a little bit disorganized. I was planning on switching out the rooms last night and I wasn't able to. So I explained all these things to her. She kind of went around and checked all the house. She took photos. The kitchen was clean. Everything was clean. The bathroom could have been cleaned a little bit better where I hadn't used the chemicals to get the grout fully, but it was scrubbed. It was clean. But the thing is she went around taking pictures of everything. She asked a couple questions about my income and things like that. But then they check everything. They check your cupboards, they check your refrigerator. That was quite crazy because I wasn't expecting that. I did have my kitchen was, I just cooked by the way, so it's a little bit messy. My kitchen was in this condition with some dishes done and everything. And then I had my cupboards were full and everything and fine. And then this was all, except there was more stuff, it was all stacked and organized. And all my dishes were up here and everything and organized this stuff. And I mean, oh, I just realized I wasn't recording. What I was saying is usually the Christmas tree wouldn't be there, usually this wouldn't be here, and this folds out to relax on, and we have another stool here and then these two chairs or whatever. So we have a dining table, and I plan on getting a kids. So anyway, I explained this all to her. And then also she had to check the refrigerator. Well, me a couple of days ago was grocery shopping. I brought in groceries, and with it being the holidays and me being busy with stuff and the kids also being gone and me trying to get my rest in while I could, and I was also out of the house honestly a little bit trying to get stuff done shopping and paperwork, things like that. Well, anyway, I came back with groceries and I had just kind of set them down. And I went to go do something, and then I realized, oh, I need to put them away. So you know how you just kind of shove your groceries in the refrigerator all abruptly on top of needing to clean it out and take out the old groceries? Well, I had done that. And in the morning when we got back, because there was the water issue, I didn't get to organize that. So I was like, oh, you have to check the refrigerator. And I was like, just go ahead, just take a photo, but I would like to explain it does not always look like that. It wasn't gross and grimy and dirty. It was just like milk literally shoved on the third shelf with like broccoli next to it, and like there was no organization skill to it at all. So I just explained it like, at least there's food in there. There was a tofu that I needed to throw away or something. And I said, if you would like to see how I usually organize stuff, like clearly this is pretty clean. Like I always make sure I have stuff organized usually, and they do have food in the house, and then they have like snack food, and then, you know, like I always have fruits and vegetables. I'll take a photo and post it of what the girls' room used to look like, typically like how I usually have their toys set up every other day and how it's all organized, as well as my bedroom, how it was, because I did have like an extra hanger at the end with my dresses on it that I just put in that day because I was moving everything and letting it dry. So it looks very cramped, but typically it doesn't look like that. And I was explaining that I was switching the rooms. The girls' room, however, has a bed, has their clothing rack thingies. That was fine, mostly, for the most part. But I just basically explained that usually it's more up to par than this. Not that there was typically, like, there was anything very wrong with the apartment. It was more so just it could have looked more presentable. I could have already had the bed sheets on the beds. I could have tried to, you know, show more what it typically looks like day to day. Oh my gosh, my face. But yes, so anyway, so that went okay. And then she asked about my income. She asked about me to send her a parenting plan, and then she also told me, like, don't you want to visit your son? And I was like, yes, of course I do, but if he wants me to try to pay child support, I have to work Monday through Friday, and I've requested for weekends, and he won't reply to my lawyer. He wouldn't talk about it in the center, which she noted that she saw because she was apparently there that day. And then she just kind of had me, you know, spend time with the girls and show how I usually play with them, like what we do together, what activities we would do. And I was like, well, usually we don't, like, you know, I won't sit down while they're playing Barbies or playing Legos or something and hang out with them very much for that, because for their age, independent play or playing, you know, alongside other friends is the most important thing. But I do every day after work, when I have time, I will teach them using the books I have for, like, teaching them ABCs in both languages. They have a learning tablet. They have tracing papers for letters, phonics books. They also usually get, like, pop-up craft books, or they get something from school sent home, like the winter care package where we made Christmas trees and we did building stuff together. Oh, my skin looks so bad. Anyway, and sometimes we'll color together, or we'll do, like, they have a map of the world where they learn the flags. They have those little balloon, oh, why does my face look so weird compared to that? They have those little balloon things that they got for Christmas that they make with me, mostly crafting and things that involve logic or learning I do with them. Some of them are little books too for Yana's age, where they, like, have to use their imagination and draw stuff, or they have to learn their numbers. Things like that is what I do with them. We also have, like, those What Am I board games where they have a thing on their head and, like, you have to guess it and be like, am I a food? Am I this? Am I that? Or we have those weight games where they learn how to balance the weight. Those are a lot of the things I do with them. Letter blocks where they connect them and make words. So I just really explained that's what we do together. So she left. I felt like it didn't go horrible. My apartment did smell like bleach when she came because of the window issue and me literally getting back when the girls got inside the house from coming back from their grandparents and finding that issue out where I had my blinds pulled down and I had to spray, like, all over the window shield and, like, a little bit right there at the top, but mostly all over the window shield where, like, the blinds were against it. And yeah, so I was like, I'm so sorry for the lock smell. It didn't go bad. It was just a very invasive process, which I get why they do that, to show that the kids are being fed, this, that, and the other. Just expect it to be pretty invasive because they literally will open all your cupboards, they'll open your refrigerator, they will go into every single room you have. I'm surprised they didn't open my bathroom cabinets because I had them halfway open for them to open, but it's pretty invasive.